Hello and welcome back to TESOL with Micky and Ide. I am Ide, an applied linguist. In this series of academic communication, I have been talking about differences between language testing type of communication and real academic communication. So far, I have talked about three differences between communication in these two contexts. I have talked about purpose, audience, and criticality. In this episode, I'm going to talk about two more differences. The first difference that I'm going to talk about is making claims. Now, when you are writing a task in IELTS, you can make strong claims. We talked about the impact of social media on people's lives, and we said that in an IELTS writing task, you can say social media can waste its users' time. You can write about that and you can discuss that based on your general knowledge and personal opinion. You can make strong claims, and that is fine because the focus of the test, if you remember, is on measuring your language proficiency. But in academia, it's different. We need to be careful with our language and with making claims. We cannot base our claims on general knowledge or personal opinion. So we need to moderate our claim, what we call hedging. So we need to hedge. In this case, for example, if we were to write an essay on the impact of social media on its users' lives, you can say that there's a lot of research showing that social media can often waste its users' time. And then you can look at it from various perspectives based on the type of research that you're looking at. So we need to be careful with making claims in academia, because otherwise our discussion and argument is not fact and evidence-based. Another way we can support our claim is to use evidence from other sources, which is the next difference between language testing type of communication and real academic communication. In a test like IELTS, you do not need to support your arguments based on relevant research. Now remember the analogy of colony of ants. So in academia, we work together, we are not alone, and we build on others' work. So if you are a student, a postgraduate student, most probably you still haven't got your own data and your own findings to base your argument on. And that's where you rely on other, perhaps more experienced members of the community. You can use the pathways they have created to make a claim. So you use evidence from existing research to support your argument. That is why using references in your essays is very, very important. Imagine an essay without references. That would seriously hurt your grade. Okay, so in this episode, we talked about two other key differences between communication in language testing context and real academic context, making claim. In academia, we need to be careful with the claims that we make. We should either moderate it, use hedging, careful language, or we should bring evidence from other sources to support our claim. There are two more key differences between language testing communication and real academic communication that I'm going to unpack in the next episode. If you want to receive more content like this, please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you soon